The urbanisation of our societies continues to expand at a rapid rate, and with this brings a unique set of challenges. Whether it be the effects of population growth in our cities or the ever-expanding requirements posed by business and commerce, developers and urban planners, in order to solve these challenges, are coming up with unique solutions, not only through global collaboration, but through the use of advanced digital technologies, as we find out. At the recent Bentley Year in Infrastructure Awards and Conference, project managers and engineers from around the world came together and shared the lessons they have learned through the successful implementation of a suite of software tools provided by Bentley Systems, a global leader in the field. As part of the annual event, globally significant projects in the world of infrastructure design, construction and operations were showcased through the Year in Infrastructure finalists' presentations and awards, which explored the projects and innovations that are shaping the future and value of infrastructure delivery. In the city of Medellin, Colombia, it was the challenge of a severe shortage of parking that had to be solved. The engineers, who were faced with a small site to build on, designed and constructed an unmanned automated parking system, which provided parking for 210 vertically stacked vehicles.
In Medellin, we had a shopping mall, and they sold an anchor store for the shopping mall. And local authorities required them to build many more parking spaces. So they gave us only 7 meters by 35 meters to build a parking system for 210 vehicles. In that footprint, it was almost impossible, so we found a way, just like a cigarette box, to solve the requirement they had. We had to solve many problems because it's a tower located on top of an existing building, so we had to reinforce that building, and it was really hard because we have 2 more seismic codes after the original construction, so it was really hard to reinforce from the basement to the top of the concrete building to support the new tower. In this case, we had to interact with concrete designers, local authorities, construction company, and us. And we had to develop macros to share the information between different packages, different software, and this application was the best and the tool selected by local authorities to solve the situation. So it was required a good tool, and this one was perfect. So it was an amazing project, and it was an amazing solution, and now we are building 5 more systems like this one in Colombia.
And in Dubai, a city known for pushing the boundaries of design, on the already iconic Palm Jumeirah Island, steel contractor Rizana were able to realise the ambitious Middle Eastern-inspired structures that make up the Nakheel Mall project, a complex that will include a hotel, shopping, cinemas and medical and fitness complex centres, all linking to a monorail station and 4,000 underground parking spaces.
This project is a mall project. The name is Nakheel Mall. The client is Nakheel, which is the one of the leading property developer in the UAE. There are some concrete structures, which is mainly into shopping, car parking and all. And on the top of that, there's a space called Roof Plaza. So there are the steel structures all there. So we are, as a steel contractor, we are doing those steel structures. So we had given only 3 months for the complete design, getting approvals and all. So completing this project in 3 months was the biggest challenge we faced. So as we were using STAD-Pro from Bentley, and which is very interoperable with many other construction softwares. So we could easily export the basic structural geometry from different detailing softwares, and we could export that into STAD-Pro. So we saved much time in that. So that's how we solved that time constraints and all.
While the functional contribution of many projects, both to its operators and occupiers, is the primary concern of most designers, increasingly environmental factors come into play. The Phillip Island Nature Park is home to Australia's #1 wildlife tourist attraction, the Parade of the Fairy Penguin. In an effort to facilitate ecotourism to the site, as well as preserve its delicate environmental balance, the expansion of the trail system at the destination required the use of complex digital mapping capabilities.
The Penguin Parade viewing experience is down in Phillip Island near Melbourne in Australia. So it's basically it's where the penguins come out of the water every night, and everyone heads down and gathers over the scrambles over the decking, and there's an underground viewing experience as well. So everyone just experiences when the penguins come out of the water, and what they call it is a penguin parade. So the parade of penguins marching out over the beach and past the structure, and everyone just follows them along the structure and just, I guess, sees their migration and as they fall over and waddle up to shore. So it's an experience that's been, I guess, sentimental to locals for years. It's been around since I think the 1920s.
This was a landmark project for us because this was the location down on Phillip Island is a central high tourist destination. With the encumbered site and the land topography, having traditional methods, we had to relook at how we did things.
The structure's there because the penguins come up, so it's in building it, the penguins are still coming up every single night. So in terms of the construction of it, we had to deal with, making sure that we weren't impacting the penguins at all, moving out of the penguins' way, and just from a construction management point of view, that was a challenging factor. And from a design point, it's in a dune location, so we had shifting dunes, we had penguins that are shifting all the time as well, and needing to make sure we're a bit agile and had that adaptability to be able to change the design should a penguin decide to put a burrow exactly where we wanted a viewing structure or a footing, so we had to be quite adaptable in the approach to design and the construction management.
We've just seen a massive shift from being the end production point of utilising the 3D modelling software, actually being able to use it in the concept stage and to actually communicate and collaborate with key project stakeholders, including the client, on what options that we can do, and quite often showcasing how some options don't work, and especially with the slope and height analysis tools that we can utilise. It's a far greater communication tool, and it's proving to be far more valuable also in costing out designs.
Digital mapping and modelling has now also become an increasingly vital tool that is being used not only in construction but has been popularised in apps by Google, Apple and Microsoft. The fact that these technologies filter down for consumer use is in some ways thanks to the groundbreaking work by the city of Helsinki in Finland, who have used 3D data for city modelling since 1985. As part of the 3-year project to generate a 3D representation of the entire city, when completed, the model will be providing data that will help to manage the growth and development of the city well into the next generation.
Well, we have worked over 30 years with 3D city models in Helsinki with traditional geometrical models. So the challenge is to make the new generation models, city GML with the database, with semantic data. It's very demanding because the data quality must be very good. So it's kind of leap in the dark. You don't know what to expect when you're doing new kind of models there. And the mesh model is also very new to us, and so much raw data, so much calculation, so much computing. But the results are, I think we are very satisfied with the results. If you think that development during last 10 years, it's huge in every branches, in laser scanning, in computing, in web services, in web service standards, in city model standards, and so I think we are getting more and more new geodata. Our cars are scanning the city. We get new geodata from the cars, from smartphones, from every gadget, so Internet of Things, collecting data, big data, and we are going towards real-time city models. So the city models, it's not static, it's changing all the time. It's a smart city model that knows what's happening in the city every time, and it's changing all the time.
Each year brings with it engineering feats and accomplishments that redefine what we thought was possible. So with the steady march forward of digital technology and innovation, the one thing that has been demonstrated at this year's event is that for those building the cities of tomorrow, we are fast approaching a time when the only limit will be what can be imagined.